Professor in class, this is Giovanni. For today's presentation, I will review the primary non-tax revenue sources most cities use to generate revenue, identify the non-tax revenue sources most prominent in the city of Pasadena, explain why Pasadena relies on these revenues, and discuss whether I will recommend a change. According to the Government Finance Officers Association, a nonprofit organization that supports public sector finance professionals working in cities, counties, and state governments. Major non-tax revenue sources for cities include user charges, intergovernmental revenues in the form of grants and aid from higher levels of government, and licenses permits. According to the City of Pasadena's General Fund Revenue and Appropriation Summary for the fiscal year 2025 adopted operating budget, intergovernmental revenue is the largest non-tax revenue source, totaling approximately $24.7 million. Intergovernmental revenue consists of funds received from other levels of government, such as federal, state, and county governments, to support the financing of municipal programs, services, and capital projects. Now, there are several reasons why the city of Pasadena relies heavily on intergovernmental revenue. One primary reason is that this type of revenue is relatively predictable and recurring, as funding is typically provided by the state and federal government on a consistent and ongoing basis. Pasadena, like most local governments, is required to comply with numerous state and federal mandates, including programs related to housing and homelessness, transportation, and public health. Without intergovernmental revenue, the city will be unable to implement these mandated programs without placing a heavy tax burden on its residents. Intergovernmental revenue also supports programs that exceed the fiscal capacity of local governments. Many of the mandated programs discussed before are services that the public demands accountability for, regardless of whether they are formally mandated. As such, Pasadena will still be expected by its residents to address these needs even if the intergovernmental revenue were not there. Now, the cost of these programs far exceed the city's local revenue generating capacity, and funding them solely through local taxes could lead to a budget deficit or negatively affect the city's credit rating. Finally, by using intergovernmental revenue to fund specific programs, Pasadena is able to stabilize its general fund while continuing to provide other municipal services demanded by residents, all without increasing local taxes. Now, personally, I would not recommend a change. Intergovernmental revenue provides a level of stability that is difficult to replace, and such a dedicated revenue stream should not be overlooked. Additionally, the mandate imposed by higher levels of government are too substantial for the city of Pasadena to fund independently. Without intergovernmental support, Pasadena will likely face increased tax burden on its residents or be forced to make significant cuts to other municipal programs, either of which could be detrimental to the city's long-term fiscal health. With that, this concludes my presentation. I want to thank you all. God bless you, and good luck on your final paper. Goodbye.